Hello traders, today I want to show you a new algo on the market. It's TrendMagic Algo, and it's based on a popular TrendMagic indicator. And let me show you how that indicator looks. So with algo you get this TrendMagic one, and it has basic settings here. Uh, I've loaded on this chart. So let me show you how the strategy how strategy works. So let's I've tested this strategy for in market replay for about 2 months. I think this is it. It's it was from 617 to 909. It took 490 trades, and it's because of the multiple micro trades. 67% win rate. This is the total net profit, and this is the detailed view. This is the hourly view. It performs well on any hour, seems like it. So, and let me show that to you. So the strategy is for this strategy, it's pretty self-explanatory, but I'll go over it. So we have a stop loss placement of a previous bar, and there are some other versions of a stop loss, like a trailing TrendMagic. We have a risk reward, and we have a runner 221, and we have I use dynamic sizing, so it will calculate about 400 risk, and it will automatically calculate the pricing, how many for base and for runner. It will equally or almost equally distributed between base and runner. And for base contracts, we don't do anything, we're waiting. But for runner contracts, we'll wait for it until it hits our take profit, and then we start trail. So that's how we're gonna preserve our capital. These are default. We're not using CCI trend color here. We're only adding one EMA, which is 50, and we're saying that this TrendMagic, if you look here, to the short side, it needs to occur below the trend filter. So this TrendMagic needs to occur below trend filter for shorts or above for longs. And our time filter, and I use higher time frame filter for 15 minutes, and I mark here direction agreement, so that says our higher time frame TrendMagic line needs to be in agreement. Okay, now if you're using bounce bars, or if you have bounce bars, or you could select it here and it'll override and use bounce bars instead. And what else we have with this strategy is the add-on. You would go to new and open the TAM add-on. Okay, so and we could it should populate what is in the strategy. Let's say we have 8 ticks stop loss, and if we look at our strategy, it's also 8 ticks. And if we're going to, let's say, change it in real time. Let's say I'm gonna put it to 4 only, hit enter, and technically it should change. um, hasn't changed, and the reason, oh yeah, that's right, because we didn't select the in right strategy. So this is currently there is a little bug here in instance count, but don't let that freak you out. I'll fix it in the next update. But you would select your strategy here. Okay, you would select the strategy here, so we know, because currently we're running multiple strategies at a time. So you would select it here, and if, let's see, we have a stop loss extra ticks to 8, and that's what we have here, 8. And if we are, let's say we're running our strategy, and let's say we want to change it in real time, change it to 4, hit enter, and technically it should change it to 4. See, stop loss extra ticks. So that's how it works. And so I know there will be a trade later on, but what you can do, like, you could turn on the strategy, you can select long shorts off, and strategy will not take a trade because we're disabled it. So that's how you would control maybe too volatile. You could select use runner here, or don't use runner, dynamic sizing or not dynamic sizing, or max loss for dynamic sizing, and some of those filters. But I want to show you, like, we have these buttons here: TM loan, TM short, TMP loan, TMP short. And so this TM and TM short, we have a description here: arm for next trend magic loan signal. So this is like, sometimes you are setting your strategy to strict conditions, but you are here monitoring it, and if you can say, hey, like, I think here I can enter manually if we're having a trend magic change. So let's say we are we're currently long, and we're saying, hey, um, let's just TM short, so trend magic short. So next time it's going to turn to the downside. See, it opened our trade, and it used the same uh, contracts as our strategy. It just overriding everything else. Uh, as soon as we hit enter TM short, it enters short as soon as our trend magic turned short, and it didn't care about anything else. So TM short and TM long work this way. And so let's get this over. Oh yes, I forgot. We could, let me just stop it. We could probably, oh, okay. So I was gonna show you how flatten all and or break even works. So let's say TMP long or TMP short. It stands for TMP, kind of a pending order, but for this, we're waiting for a price to come back and touch our trend magic line, and it needs to close above trend magic line, and that's when we will enter TMP long. So let's see if it's gonna happen. See, it didn't close above, but it's right here. Okay, so it didn't enter here, but it entered here because it closed above, and it immediately disarmed the button. Let's say we could just hit break even. Okay, we already break even. But if we want to flatten all, I think I'll remove this on next signal. But that's how it works. So this add-on is pretty cool. Um, and let's watch how that strategy works. So these all are all manual trades, and I know there will be a algo trade down the road. So this is just for demonstration purposes. That shows you that the algo works, and even today I traded it live, and it did pretty well. Uh, yes, there is also daily limit here. It's not, I haven't enabled it, but you could do that here. Okay, so this is our algo trade, and let me show you that all the conditions met. We have our 15-minute higher time frame TrendMagic green, so this is short. We have short here as well, so they agree. We also have that on this signal TrendMagic is below filter EMA, so it's also a green, and it is yeah, it here take profit for base. It immediately pulled the runner to break even. That's how we secure the profits, and it's gonna start trailing. See, it started trailing. Yeah, so and it's going to get to that. Okay, so that's one basic strategy, but there's also another strategy. So let me kind of close this. You could also trade it with this kind of bars. I have bounce bars 12, 12, 36, and for this, let's say I want to of course there are many different strategies you could combine with this trend magic indicator, but there's this one strategy. Okay, so I don't have a preferred settings yet because I didn't have time to test it out yet on this kind of bars. I like what I'm seeing on 2000 ticks, but this is something to explore more. So let's say I'm using bounce bars. I mark it here, and it'll override this type of bars, and I put 25, 25, 75. And for this strategy, uh, yeah, basically it's the same thing. So let's see if we're gonna have a trade. Let me mark it here. That would be 25, I said, 25 and 75. Okay, now the trade will be in agreement with this, with entry chart and higher time frame. So let's see if there's gonna be a trade. Okay, so it took this trade. Uh, there, it was a loser, but the conditions were there. We entered trade, and also in agreement here on higher time frame. And this was below trend line, below EMA as well. like I said, I don't have a preferred settings for this. This is just a way to show you how that works, that it can work on this type of bars as well. And yeah, basically this is the same thing. And another shade that I have is, now with these bars I don't use M and Q, right, because there's no point. So this is NQ, it's same bars, it's 12, 12, 36. And with this strategy, let's go to settings. I want to make sure that I'll use higher time frame if I want that. That'll be in agreement. And with this, if you used TrendMagic indicator before, you know that if you select this, use CCI trend color, it'll be line change will be more often. So I've selected it here. Our risk is 1 to 1. I'm not using runner. And with this, I'm introducing secondary EMAN chart. Oh, this is secondary EMAN chart, and it will be 10. And close of current bar must be above this EMA for long, or close has to be below for shorts. And the separation between slow, this is slow, we can call it slow, and this EMA must be at least 2.4 points. In other words, we don't want them to overlap, because when they overlap, it's a rangy market. So we've enabled it here, and it should start the strategy, and hopefully it will take a trade. So there, see, there is a lot of overlapping. Maybe there is a trade, but overlap that minimum distance blocking the trade, which is good. Okay, so there was, oh, no, actually that was from a different strategy. Am I now right? Yes, that was from a different strategy, not from here. So let me, I think that was this, right? Yeah. So I'm gonna disable that. Okay, let's go to the next day. And we can disable our, as soon as it's, I hope it didn't get stuck. Oops. Okay, so we can find this instance, which is this one. Let's not use time filter, and I'm just gonna select it. Just wait for a shade to show you what it is, what it does. Okay, so the strategy is we're still having our trend magic below our filter AMA before the cyan line. that was how it's everywhere. But this time we're adding another condition that close of signal bar must be below the secondary EMA. So the point is to find a retracement in a directional market, and a directional market we can know this by angulation, by this difference of EMA. See how it's trending down. And in fact, let me show to you for visual purposes. We could use it something like this. So that was 10, that was 50, and we can see basically this is more visual, is that it shows you that market is trending to the downside. We're measuring this between the difference between EMA is supposed to be kind of wide. We don't want them to overlap, and we want close to be below. Well, actually this is misleading. I don't think that's what it is, because it's not 50, it should be 20. That's what we've marked in the strategy. Yes, right there. And it also agrees with our higher time frame that we've selected. So everything is nice, but if you're a scalper, you just you may hit break even here, but it took your profits in there. So that's how it works. Obviously this, now you could implement a cool down period. I think I have it in the strategy. It says right here, like after a successful take profit or anything, wait like 10 bars, like here. But you would want to enter here more than 10 bars before re-entry. But nevertheless, that's the strategy. Uh, so in reality, it works. It just doesn't. It eats your profits when it happens over and over. But like I said earlier, I don't have a preferred strategy yet for this. Let's see if we could do 1 minute. Yeah, it should work on any time frame. Well, I guess this is for you to figure out, come up with your best settings. I have settings for 2000 M&Q chart that I like what I'm seeing, and I'll post it there. Let me remind you that we still have a 40% sale uh, for uh, our on our website. I'll put the description in I'll put the link in the description, so you can use that coupon code, and yeah, you're getting this algo, you're getting indicator, you're getting this add-on for the strategy, and yeah, there you go. Thanks for watching.